We're living in the entertainment age on a scale that I don't think any previous generations have ever experienced. If you're a geek or into any kind of nerd culture or anything, you have so many choices available to you. If you like comics, you have independent comics being produced. You have the big two, Marvel and DC, of course. Or if you don't like Western comics in general, you can pick up Japanese manga. Or in some cases, even Korean manhwa. Do you like anime? Thanks to Netflix and Crunchyroll and various other services, you can pretty much watch more anime. More of it is available to you now than has ever been made available to you at any other time in history. And with simultaneous releases now in Japan and in the US, you're enjoying this stuff here in the United States as fast as they can put it out over in Japan. And what about TV shows? Heck, man, there are so many streaming services out there. It's unbelievable. You can binge watch entire seasons all day. The only time you have to take a break is, I guess, if you have to go to the can. And thanks to smartphone technology, you can just continue watching the episode on your smartphone while you go do your business. What if you're a miniature painter like me? Well, heck, we got so many miniatures out there available now, thanks to 3D printing and stuff. You can print your own. You can design your own and print your own in a few hours if you don't like the ones that are being sold in the store. And there are tons and tons and tons of them being sold in the stores or online or that come with tabletop games. If you like tabletop games, in fact, there's more tabletop games in existence right now than there ever has been. And they cover so many subjects and so many varieties and topics that you could probably find a tabletop game, board game that is, to enjoy by yourself or with friends, and it can just about cover anything you like, be any situation or mechanic that you like. And then, of course, there's tabletop role-playing games themselves. This is a great time for those as well, because thanks to lots of independent creators and publishers and things like that, you can go well outside of Dungeons & Dragons now. You have been able to for a very long time, but not like now. Thanks to services like DriveThruRPG and itch.io and other companies, you can purchase all kinds of games that people are making. And you don't necessarily need groups to play with because solo play is so popular. They're releasing so many variations on how to play by yourself. You don't even ever necessarily have to do it with friends anymore. And this is just kind of like the tip of the iceberg. Keep in mind, there are hobbies encompass so many things out there. I mean, maybe you're a quilter, or you like doing quilts, or like to knit or whatever. I mean, pretty much whatever you are into as far as a form of entertainment, thanks largely to the internet, there's more of it now than probably we've ever had access to. And it's pretty great, but there's a downside to it. I look at my list of video games, and it's crazy how many video games there are now. I mean, from AAA publishing to AA publishing to independent publishing, costs ranging anywhere from 99 cents to $99. If you were independently wealthy and you didn't have to work and you had the best gaming rig that money could possibly imagine, you still couldn't play every single video game that's being released every single day. And I guess that kind of leads me to my point. We have so much entertainment. The problem these days really is finding time to do it all. Because most of us have to work. Most of us aren't independently wealthy. I often envy some of my disabled friends because they have the time to do these things. They have time to work on all the projects they'd like to. They have time to enjoy anime and video games. They don't really have to worry about work. It must be nice. Except, of course, for the fact that being disabled kind of sucks in a big way. But that's the thing. We're at a saturation point in entertainment, I think, or if we're not there already, when will we get there? Because as it is, we don't have the time to do every single thing that we want to. If you're a working stiff, you may have a family to look out after. You may have chores you have to deal with. Well, you should have chores to deal with anyway. I mean, even if cleaning up your house isn't a big priority, at least, personal grooming and habits should be kind of important to you. But there's not enough time really to live and enjoy all of the things that you might be into. That's the downside of being a geek, especially for me. I mean, because I have so many things I like to do. I like to paint miniatures. I like to play tabletop games. I like to role play. I like reading manga, but I don't have time to do all of that all the time. There's just no way. Even if I divide up my day to accommodate for, let's say, an hour at a time on activities, is it really enough? Am I getting all the fulfillment out of the activities I'm doing? Probably not. It's kind of why I have to cycle my entertainment. It's kind of like, something will capture my attention and I'll do it for a few days, then stop and move on to something else, and then come back around to whatever it was I was doing previously. And I imagine a lot of other people are probably the same way. I just don't know how much of the modern geeks can handle it. I'd be curious to find out. And my curiosity goes beyond this too, because as a species, we're always kind of seeking new ways to entertain ourselves. So we find other things to find pleasure in. What's going to be the next big thing? Because VR seems to have taken hold. I don't know. I'm not so much into it myself, but I have friends who are pretty deep into it. But I don't think it's reached a degree yet where it's kind of an everybody hobby. And I haven't even touched on, the more mundane things like sports. I mean, whether you're competing in them or you're watching them. I love to catch my Muay Thai on Fridays. So what do we do? How do we handle this overload of entertainment? How do we manage it? I'm not sure. I don't have an answer for this. I get kind of cheerily irritated with one of my panelists all the time because he's always telling me, I haven't watched The Godfather, or I haven't watched this, or I need to watch that. And I tease him about it all the time. But if you think about it, he's probably like me. He just can't find the time. He has other things he enjoys too. So what do I think is important, I guess? I'll say this. It doesn't really matter what form of entertainment that you enjoy. It doesn't matter if it's bottle cap collecting, painting, watching anime, reading comic books, whatever. It's more fun with friends. You can be a solitary person and not have any friends or anything else. But how much more fun is it to talk to somebody else about your passions, the things that you enjoy, your entertainments? To get a different view on something that you saw. Maybe they saw something in it that you didn't, or maybe they can bring a nuance to the conversation that you didn't previously think of. And I think that's why channels like mine are kind of a good thing. Because one, you get to hear a bunch of geeks talking about different things, and we all bring our own take on stuff, even if we haven't experienced it or enjoyed it. I mean, maybe one of my guys hasn't seen this show or whatever, but from the outside looking in, maybe my talking about it will interest them into wanting to see it. And of course, interacting with my audience is always fun because some have and some haven't done the things that I've done or enjoy the things that I do. And in a way, I get to connect with them and they get to connect with me. So whatever you do for entertainment, however you enjoy taking in your pleasures, ask other people to join you. Find other people who enjoy it as well as you do. If there's people out there who are putting it out, then that means there's people out there who enjoy it. Have discussions, talk with them. Share what you love. Share your entertainments, share your values, share everything. Because it's in the conversations that you have with each other that you're really going to get the most out of any entertainment. All right. Well, this has been the T-Shirted Historian. Hope you've enjoyed this little thought-provoking discussion of mine. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, leave a comment. Tell me what you like to do. Tell me what you want to see me talk about. Or what of mine did I bring you that you got interested in? Let's share our culture.